Okay, so like I say, robot mode, I mean, it's where these guys really shine. I mean, even if they were just standing there as robots, they look good as is, but the articulation, the articulation is lovely. Oh, one thing I haven't done is swiveled his hands around. So at the moment they're facing the wrong way. Head is on the ball joint. Can't really look up too much just because of the shape of his head and the blockiness of it. Face sculpt, by the way. Isn't going to focus. It is a nice face sculpt, I must admit. It's basic, but it's very G1 evocative. It's really nice. Shoulders are on a ball joint and also on a hinge joint, so you can really hunching his shoulders up for that menacing look. Bicep swivels, and again, all the joints on this guy are just, they're nice, they're tight, they're gonna hold. I mean, it's where the plastic quality really shows through. So you've got bicep swivels, double jointed elbows. Vangelis will like that. Hips are on a ball joint, and you get a lovely range of movement from the hips. I mean, you can practically kick the back of his head there. And again, forward. You can get him high kicking for loofing. These sort of hip bits can get in the way a little bit for some poses, but you can just pull them out the way and ball jointed knees. You can have him skipping and dancing. Feet are on ball joints. You can get him any sort of wide-legged pose you like. You can have him right down like that if you wanted. Really poseable. The only bit of vehicle mode kit he has got, of course, is this on his arm. You can use it as a weapon. You can have a big, I forget what it's called, tonfa, hitty stick. You can hit people with it. You can trash Bumblebee for being stupid. Yeah, really nice. And the guns, like I showed you before, basically extend, and you got a peggy bit there and a slot in his arm. And that clips in nicely there, and I mean, that does look good. It really does. One thing I haven't checked, and if I just nick Prime's gone a second, I haven't checked how big his handholds are, because I'm assuming they're 5mm, and yes, they are. Very tight hands. I'll speak more about that when we get to Bulldozer, but the hands are very tight. I think what I'm going to do is just a bit of sandpaper just through his hands, just to open that gap up a bit, just so it isn't quite so tight. But at the moment, yeah, very tight for holding any weapons, but obviously with his own gun mounting on his forearm, you don't really need to worry about that too much on Excavator. Yeah, he really does look good. Really impressed with the way he looks. On to Bone Crusher, Bulldozer, whatever you want to call him. Now, he is just as nice, and I actually think when you get completed him, if that makes any sense, he is a better robot mode than Excavator, but the transition isn't quite so clean. It's mainly down to this. Now, I would suggest taking it off, but again, this is where this is an instance where tight joints can be a bad thing, because these connectors here are ball joints, and they are very, very, very tight ball joints, and it wouldn't be so much of a problem, but this isn't one whole stick. This top bit actually comes off and actually pegs on there, which leaves you a tiny little connection point, and you really need to be very careful, because if you just grab it like that and yank it, something's going to snap. It really is, something is going to snap. As good as the plastic quality is, these are only thin. You could have the best plastic in the world. If you take that with the tightness of the ball joint and just yank it, something's going to snap. So I suggest taking that off and just sort of finagling it a little bit. And yeah, you can see just by doing that, I have stressed the stem of the ball joint a bit, just by using that as leverage. That's my fault. That's absolutely nothing to do with the quality of the product. That's just because of the way I've done it. But that one I've taken off 3 or 4 times doing it that way. That's why it's gone like that. I think this side I haven't removed at all, and I probably won't, to be honest, because like I said, there we go. It is very tight. You're much better taking them off now though, because they do get in the way of transformation. As smashing as they are and as good as they look, they do get in the way of transformation. I think what I'm going to do is, again, I'm just going to take a bit of sandpaper, just sand down those ball joints a bit, just to make it easier to get on and off. Again, leg transformation, exactly the same. Waist folds down. Again, that's what I mean about the rocky waist joint, but again, he has got a good waist swivel. So again, snap at the knee, snap at the knee, swivel, foot down, swivel, foot down, swivel, swivel, heel spur, heel spur, and then yeah, again, much of a muchness with the arm transformation as well. Really, it separates, comes down, straighten out the arms, arms swivel around. The only difference is his hands are concealed inside his forearms on ball joints, and they swing out. Does leave him a bit of a gappy forearm, but 99 poses out of 100 you're not going to see that, so it's not really an issue in my book, to be quite honest. And then the head is concealed inside his cab. Now there is a bit of, it can be a bit tricky getting it out, because it does tend to sort of catch. You sort of need to get a nail or something under there and just pull it out. It does come out, and it does tab in. Yeah, there we go. And this bit just tabs in nicely. Again, with a back kibble, you've got a hollow in the chest, so you can sort of tuck it away slightly. Again, back kibble, not completely worried about. That's him in robot mode. I don't understand why I can't get him to stand. There we go. Again with the gun, you slide the barrels out. Again, there's a little groove, a little tab. That tab's in there. Now these spare bits can sort of form a weapon to him. Like I say, as with Scavenger, handholds are very tight. So whatever you do, don't push these all the way down. They just need to